I would always carry this treasure chest full of the journals I'd been keeping, and they were filling up that treasure chest. And I would take it with me to any place that we went for an extended amount of time, put it over there to the right of my proverbial desk, and go, have it there, because if you get the itch and you get some time,
I hope there's someone there.
I dare you to go on that treasure chest and see what's in there. Well, I've threatened to open up that treasure chest and see what those journals held for the past 15 years. Didn't have the courage really to open it up. Didn't want to make the time to go in there because I was intimidated of looking back at 50 years or however many years of my life. I'm not one for really liking to look back over my shoulder. I'm somebody who likes to, I'm still someone who rather enjoys making the sandwich more than eating it. Actually, I like making my movies more than I even like watching them. I like doing things, moving on, and heading forward. So
you must have had some idea too when you were making those journals, at least in principle, that you owed an obligation to yourself at some point to look back over them. And I can see that would be intimidating because you're creating a task for yourself, a task of reconsideration and contemplation, I suppose.
Disagreeing with.
Well, my excuse was,
is there?
Yeah,
there you go. All right, it's off. Kevin, sounds fucked. How's that? Let me check. Good. Yeah, so, like my shirt, it's the Costa del Sol, right? I put the heating on, so I'm wearing my fucking Puerto Rico t-shirt with a frog in a hammock. Even though I've never actually been to Puerto Rico. There you go. That video I made tonight took me fucking ages. I thought that was a decent video. Funnier than some of the shit I've made. And YouTube's took the piss and nobody's watching it. So, damn you, Susan! Susan is my fucking nemesis. It proper does my head in. And it's like, there wasn't even anything controversial in that video. I was just pointing out the fact that the EU is massively taking the piss. Al Bundy, new sub. Oh, you're not the Al Bundy, eh? I like Al Bundy. It is shocking. Absolutely shocking the way they are. So, if you haven't checked out the video, go and watch it. It's pretty funny. I actually did a little bit of writing for it because I want to get a few of those tirades correct. Holly, who's cut your hair this time? My brother cut my hair with a knife and fork and a broken bottle. I'm kidding. It wasn't my brother. My father kicked the hair out of my head. When we're back in Middlesbrough, that's how we do it. My dad kicks the hair out of my head in the time-honoured northern tradition. Yeah, they're massively taking the piss out of me, YouTube. Nobody's watched that video. Like, normally I get a couple of thousand in the first fucking few hours. Now, they're obviously not allowing us to criticise the EU. It is proper mad how we've sleepwalked into, like, full-on authoritarianism, isn't it? Like, I don't think anybody realises how bad it's got. If you think you're living in a free society, you're completely deluding yourself. It's far, far worse than the 90% seem to think it is. It's everything you do and say is monitored by big tech, Silicon Valley, who share it with all and sundry. MSM, government, everybody knows what's going on, and they have a tagline, and they want us all to agree on it. And the idea that we all have to agree all the time is in itself extremely problematic, isn't it? Because what's wrong with disagreeing? We have the right to disagree. Remember the bit on Falling Down when he goes into the neo-Nazis' basement and he's like, I'm an American. We have the right to disagree. It's like, you don't have the right to disagree now. You don't. Like I said, the world's gone fucking nuts. A couple of years ago, well, not a couple, 4 basically, I think Brexit and Trump were the 2 earthquakes that sent the world completely mad. But only a few short years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't think anything was anywhere near as bad as it is now. Now it's terrifying. you know, like I said, I'm starting to disappear down the rabbit hole of actually listening to full-blown conspiracy theorists who years ago I wouldn't have given the time of day. But you have to go where the evidence lies now. And you listen to mad shit. I watched a video recently that a friend of mine, Jimmy, he's a big fan of David Icke, right? And I've always shut the piss out of him, saying, David Icke, you know, he's a bit bonkers Icke. You know, the whole reptilian thing sort of made me have instant scorn for him. But he sent me a video with him getting interviewed by Eamon Holmes. And he's there saying, like, Eamon says to him, my brother and me discussed David Icke. And then I thought my brother had sent me 2 videos about him. So I watched them. And then I texted my brother the next day and said, thanks for them David Icke videos you sent me. And he said that his brother, this is Eamon Holmes, right? The chubby Battenberg covered television presenter. Not a weirdo conspiracy theorist or anything. He's disturbingly milquetoast. And he said, his brother texted him back and said, I never sent you any videos. He was like, we'd only talked about it verbally. So either Alexa or my phone or whatever is listening in and telling them exactly what we're discussing. And his shit-for-brains researcher chirps up, because apparently her husband works in silicon or the tech industry. And he's like, all right, Al, how are you doing? Yeah, we'll have to have a chat. Not Saturdays now, because I'm not going to be here on a weekend. We'll square something away. Maybe we can do it through the week or something. But weekends now, I'm fucking going back to my brother's. I'm not staying in a cupboard by myself. But yeah, Ike's been warning about this type of thing for a long time, and you've got to take, again, no one should be completely out of hand dismissed. You've got to take his individual ramblings into account, and when he's right, say, yeah, he seems to be right. That doesn't mean I'm agreeing with loads of the mad shit he said, but all that stuff regarding spying by big tech, now you look back at it and you go, fucking hell, he really was right. And this guy's shit for brains researcher, I'd hate to see what your Alexa comes up with. Yeah. Alexa, how many marbles can I fit up my sphincter? I'm kidding. I'm a 40-something Englishman. I'm the least kinky person you will ever meet. I'm strictly a missionary position, twice a month type of guy. Yeah. 4 thrusts per minute. I get a stitch if I exceed that. You all know me. But the point is, they are listening in all the time, and all that data gets collated and disseminated to numerous agencies. What's going on should terrify you. Everybody overuses the Orwellian metaphors. Start talking about Orwell. But we are there now. It's probably too early to talk about Orwell 5-10 years ago, but we are there now. It's the history books have been torn up. They make history what they decide it is. Big tech and the MSM spread it, and we are the embattled minority, aren't we? We really are. People who listen to my channel, the sort of alt-centrist YouTuber-sphere, you know, all the guys are like Paz and Rotten Politics and Bert and Sargon and everybody else. There's probably like 10, 15 guys who I watch. And they're all reasonable, centrist, normal working class people railing against, well, look what's railed against us. I'm just some fuckwit with 6,500 YouTube subscribers. None of us have a massive footprint. I don't think anyone's got over about 250k. It's like we are the embattled minority. It's not the social justice warriors who are supported by Channel 4, the BBC, Sky News, CNN, NBC, MSNBC, fucking Facebook, YouTube, Google, Twitter. Is there any bigger majority than that? I'm trying to think of it's like we are the 300 and they are the Persians, right? Probably more. If you think what's arraigned against us, it's worse than 300 versus the Persians. It's fucking 1 billion Chinese infantry versus a sniper and his fucking spotter. It's mad. It's mad what's going on. So I'm massively getting stitched up. YouTube are just blocking everything I'm talking about. They don't share my videos with anyone. And even personal friends of mine try to share my stuff and they say, oh yeah, Facebook's saying, yeah, what you doing? What you doing, dickhead? And sending them warnings and shit. Like, it's a mad time. We just crack on, don't we? There was a few people in my last video talking about the mental health and that. I'm not really good at this type of thing because I'm a bootneck. And I'm not a sentimental or emotional man. I'm positively emotionally stunted. But if anybody is listening and they're struggling, so you can inbox me. I get plenty of people inboxing me, sending me absolute fucking drivel in my Facebook inbox. I've had probably a couple of hundred people send me messages. I try to reply to as many as I can. I've had obscene ones. Some guy sent me a video of like, it was like a mock-up of like a fireman and a copper and they were wanking. And yeah, I was like, please stop sending me pictures of penises. Right? I got someone send me a picture of a shit that he thought was crimped off in a colourful and amusing manner. I've had some weird shit sent into my inbox. So if you are really struggling and you genuinely have nobody to talk to at all, send me a PM on Twitter or Facebook. Feel free. I will do my best to respond. I'm not the man to talk to about mental health issues. I'm fucking useless at that type of thing. But I will be able to crack a few jokes, possibly take the piss out of you. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? It's better than nothing. There's the offer for anybody that needs it. You never are by yourself. I'm by myself in this fucking cupboard of an apartment with nobody else here, and I'm not by myself and I don't feel lonely. So yeah, if anyone needs a chat, get a hold of me. I'll fucking do my very best. Tell you some obscene jokes, whatever. No, sensitive. I don't have a sensitive side. Biden has renamed the presidential plane to Hair Sniff 1. Haha. That's a good one. I seen a really funny meme that said, take us to your leader. It was like an alien. And then in the next picture, it was like a sort of alien going, with Biden like sniffing his neck. So there's a few good ones. Yeah, if you discuss anything, you get the adverts the next day, Steve. Very right. Anyway, so that's enough rambling. As I always start with a monologue. I want to talk about this story because I just made that video that's been hushed up. And the EU have obviously doubled down, as they always do now. Lefty twats always double down, don't they? Always. Authoritarians, they always double down. Because an authoritarian can double down. A full-blown fucking fascist can just do whatever he wants. And he can double down because he is always right. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch the video I just uploaded. They might have silenced it, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you click on my profile. Short version is, we beat them to the punch. We approved the vaccine months in advance. We approved funding months in advance. We pitched in more money than the European Union as a whole, right? One country, we pitched in more money than all of the EU put together. And you snooze, you lose. They don't have a leg to stand on. They do not have a leg to stand on. We were in front in the queue. We paid the most money. We approved it 3 months before them. Tough titty. And here they go doubling down. Just listen to the rhetoric they're coming out with here. It says, coronavirus, EU demands AstraZeneca vaccine doses. Demands, right? Gone is the pretense. They're not being nice now, are they? Bring it on. I want to see what they do if we say, fuck you. What are you going to do about it? We've got 3 million veterans of the war on terror, yeah? When I was slogging through the foothills of Afghanistan, clearing compounds in Helmand province, going to Baghdad, driving convoys in the green zone, the French, the Spaniards, the Portuguese, all the rest of the Europeans were doing the square root of fuck all. So bring it on. Bring it on, you motherfuckers. If they want to fight about it, I'm willing to bloody their nose for them. Let's have it. They underestimate the power of veterancy. We might not have the biggest navy in the world or the biggest air force, but you can bet your bottom dollar that we could knock 10 bells of shite out of those pansy conscripts they're going to get from the EU. Who's going to beat us in Europe now? The French. Do me a fucking favour. I could push my nana's wheelchair towards the French and they'd be fucking dealt with. Christ alrighty. So look at this. says the EU has urged pharmaceutical firm AstraZeneca to supply it with more doses of its COVID vaccine amid a row over shortages. The company has infuriated the bloc by doing what it's supposed to and, having a bit of fucking integrity. Says it blames production at European plants. Yes, because the Europeans are fucking useless. But the EU says doses made elsewhere should make up the shortfall. Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, if I can't pay my electricity bill, I think money made elsewhere should make up the shortfall. Are you going to pay it for me? Yeah? You, random bricklayer in another country. I can't pay my lecky bill. You pay the cunt. Doesn't work that way, fellas. Might think it does because you're a bunch of overly fucking bureaucratic, authoritarian fucking wankers, but that's not the way it works. We were in the front of the queue. We freed up more money. We paid our bills faster. And you can smoke my fucking chubby. It says, the EU has been criticised for the slow rollout of its vaccinations. Rightly so, it's their fault. A confidentiality clause binds AstraZeneca from releasing the details of its deal with the bloc, but they said the EU would get 60% fewer doses than they promised, and the two sides are meeting for talks. The French drug makers and Sanofi announced it will help produce doses by the end of the year, and the company will allow Germany-based BioNTech to use its facilities in Frankfurt. At a news conference, EU Health Commissioner Stella Kyriakides said UK factories, which have not experienced problems because they're in Britain, where we're actually willing to work for a living, instead of being French, where a working day is 2 hours working, 2 hours masturbating under a tree, and 12 hours sleeping. Yeah, that's why it's working in Britain. It says the 27 European member states are united that AstraZeneca needs to deliver on its commitments. Well, you can be united all you want. I'm united, and that the 27 European Union member states are full of massive cunts, but doesn't get me anywhere, does it? In an interview on Tuesday with Italian newspaper La Repubblica, AstraZeneca CEO Pascal Suaro, as I talked about earlier, said it's going to make its best efforts, but there's a queue. There's a fucking queue. What do you think the EU has to say about that? It says, this is what made me laugh. The EU rejects the logic of first come, first serve. Let me read that to you again. The EU rejects the logic of first come, first serve. You reject the logic of that. Basically a logic that has... I mean, I'm not trying to overstate this here. First come, first serve has probably stopped more murders and thefts in the last 5,000 years of human history than any other principle, right? Even in ancient Rome or Persia, yeah? I'm assuming at shops you either had total chaos and people were fighting with spears to get the products, or they had a queue, yeah? Do we think queuing existed in the fucking medieval era? I think so. The EU rejects the logic of first come, first serve. Well, then the EU are mouth breathers of the highest order. The EU have got no fucking brains at all. Rejected the logic of first come, first serve. Rotten politics, always telling people to hit the like button, which I forget to do. Cheers, mate. Yeah, can you believe that? Rejects the logic of queuing. Scrambler, confused by the logic of queuing. Fuck me. Yeah, how funny is that? They reject the logic of first come, first serve. Fuck me. How are we going to work it then? How are we going to work it? Going forward? How are we going to get a bus? How are we going to get a bus? How are we going to do anything? How are the supermarkets going to work if we just reject the logic of first come, first serve? Is it fucking might makes right? Because that's the alternative, isn't it? Go to Sainsbury's. I'm bigger than you, you little fat wheelchair-bound fucking bulldyke. Move out the way or I'll smash your face in. What are you going to do about it? I reject the logic of first come, first serve. Sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. Oh, look, a leprechaun. Fuck off. I'm first. Why? Reject the logic of first come, first serve. What fucking planet are these people on? That may work at the neighbourhood butchers, but not in contracts and not in our advance purchase agreement. That may work at the neighbourhood butchers. Fuck me. Unbelievable. Yes, Matt, the Fourth Reich indeed. Absolutely unreal. A deeply unpleasant row, Gavin Lee. Well, Gavin Lee's a shit cunt that works for the BBC, so I'm not going to read that because you'll get no sense from him. Yeah, that's bollocks. EU officials told me that the EU money went into upgrading the facilities in the UK. Fucking bullshit. Let me tell you a fact, Gavin, you absolute fucking hornblower. Here's a fact for you, Gavin. We have given the European Union net hundreds of billions of pounds in the last fucking 40 years. How about that for a fact, Gavin? Oh, EU money went into upgrading the facilities. It's our money. It's our money. I'll prove it. Net payments to the EU. Let's look. I know for a fact we've been in the green for about 30 years. Right? UK contribution to the EU budget. Fucking gross 20 billion. Right? And it's been that for decades. Yeah? Gross 20 billion. That's how much we give the fucking EU. Oh, that's 2018. 20 billion. And Gavin Shitcunt from the BBC says, well, actually, the EU put money into upgrading facilities in the UK. What did they do? Dip a couple of £100 million in? We've give them hundreds of billions of pounds, you wonky-faced, sloth-eyed fucking... Look at the clip of him. Look at the clip of Gavin. Look, right, my brother did my hair and it doesn't look as much of a clip as yours, Gavin. It looks like you fucking drew it on with the boxing gloves on, you silly wonky-faced, sloth-looking fucking twat. Gavin, what a penis. So Gavin's talking shit because he works for the BBC. They owe us 40 years worth of payments totaling in hundreds of billions of pounds, and they owe us blood and treasure from 2 world wars. So fuck you, EU. Pisses me off. Like they were all sitting on the landing crafts going over to fucking liberate Europe from the Nazis, yeah? Putting babies in ovens. They're all sitting there on the landing craft, all them British soldiers going, I hope my descendants become communists. Yeah, fuck off. Gavin needs to get more than a grip. Gavin needs a fucking face transplant. That's what Gavin needs, the twat. And a brain transplant. What are the supply problems? The supply problems is there was a queue and they didn't get in it. That was the supply problems. There was a fucking queue and they tried to be German and jump the bastard. That's what happened. Christ almighty. Italy was among the countries threatening to sue. Well, do as you please. I don't care. There's a queue. You go to the neighbourhood butchers, there's a queue. You can threaten to sue me if you're at the back and I'm at the front. I couldn't give a monkey's fart. Like I said in my video, listen. They've only managed to do 1.9% of their population. We've done 11%. Cry me a river. Whether or not you think the vaccine's a good idea or not, I don't even want to talk about that. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Because I had more fucking injections when I was in the Marines than you could shake a stick at. I found my FMed form the other day. It was unbelievable. It was like, I couldn't believe how many things they stabbed me with. I've had yellow fever, smallpox, TB, rabies, 3 anthrax jabs. My blood is probably the same colour as Shrek's piss. That's how many jabs I've had. And I seem to be fit as a fiddle. So I don't worry about it too much. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. But my problems with this one is I feel like they probably rushed it. So I am sceptical. But after 10, 20, 30 million people take the fucking thing, then I will get it, right? They can be the guinea pigs. That's my standing. I've had too many vaccines to be an anti-vaxxer. But I do feel as if they would have rushed this one. Mike, are you having a post-lockdown piss-up and get us all in a bar? I'd be happy to have a piss-up with my YouTube followers. But, fucking hell, where would we do it? Although it is England, right? It's not like in America. I suppose we could just pick somewhere. But yeah, I'll do that. I don't fucking care. I'll drink with perfect strangers who I don't even like. So the least I can do is have a drink with relative strangers that at least watch me talk shit on YouTube all week. So we can do that. Where was I? So yeah, it's just sour grapes. Like I said, sour grapes. We've done 11%, they've done 2%. We got in the queue first. We were efficient. We were organised. We were squared away. They fucking weren't. And now they want to blame everybody but themselves. Unbelievable. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys because I had nothing better to do and I'm by myself. That's just the best though, isn't it? Gavin shit cunt, no idea what he's talking about. Got a wonky face. Who cares what he has to say? And the EU rejects the logic of first come, first serve. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. You can't write this stuff, can you? You can't. You don't even. It's not hard to be funny when you're doing the BBC or the Guardian. You just read what they write or quote the EU. The EU rejects the logic of first come, first serve. Well, I reject the logic of oxygen. Yeah, I reject it. You might say humans need oxygen, but I reject that logic. Yeah, Al, exactly right. You know, I am very sceptical of this vaccine, but I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I've had too many. Like I said, I took my resting heart rate today, 48 beats per minute. I'm in great shape for 41 years old and a borderline drink problem. So I can't have a whinge about vaccines. Like, seriously, I've had fucking loads of them. 3 anthrax jabs was voluntary. And I was like, fuck it. They lied and told us that there was more weapons of mass destruction in Iraq than there was in the fucking, you know, German trenches in the First World War. And it turns out there was more WMDs under my nana's fucking fridge. So I've had everything and I'm still in great shape. It's been years, 10 years since I had my anthrax jabs. I'm not too scared about it. Vaccines in general, but this one I am a little bit skeptical. It was just far too quick. Anyway, that's all I've got to talk about, chaps. I just thought I'd leave you with that. There's my last screen cap. The EU rejects the logic of first come, first serve. How very, very German. How very, very German. Yeah, I'm off. I've got shit to do. And I'm up early. Thanks for checking it out. Like I said, folks, that video I shared earlier, share that around and like it. Because YouTube are fucking massively stifling transit to my channel now. To the point where even if my mates, personal friends try and share it on Facebook, it takes them 3 attempts because Zucker Twat intervenes. Yeah, Zucker Twat and Susan are fisting me. Double fisting. Bastards. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll try and get some more gear done this week. And I'll talk to you all very soon. Continue to reject the logic of first come, first serve. Let's just have anarchy. Take it easy, folks. I'll see you very soon. Cheers. There it is.